This is my Scorpio full moon video, and my sheet is much prettier. I'm not going to mess it up so bad. This month, this is literally the flower power moon. It's the flower moon, it's the full moon. Scorpio is the zodiac sign of power. And there's more going on with the sign of Scorpio that I want to talk about here. And it's the Scorpio Venus star point. The final Scorpio Venus star point is occurring this year in October. It is something that has been occurring for 100 years that is finally almost over. It's why sexuality has exploded into the exploration of BDSM, and the conversation has moved into the territory of power dynamics, because that's what Scorpio is all about. Scorpio is handing the baton off to Libra, but Libra got gypped. It is not usual for a star point to begin in a sign, and this baton got handed off to Libra back in October of 2022. We had our first Libra Venus star point. But in 4 years, when it was supposed to come again, it still had one more hit in Scorpio. It's pretty rare that this happens, and it's because we had one final big lesson from Scorpio to learn before we could really proceed to Libra territory, which is romance, love. Well, okay, not romance. I'm sorry, that's Leo and the 5th house. Anyway, it's real partnership, real love, real harmony, not all the superficial stuff. But a little of the superficial stuff goes a long way when it comes to inducing harmony. Just a little, nothing over the top. The over the top nature of romance belongs to Leo. By the time it reaches Libra, it's much more reasonable and muted and just appreciated as thoughtfulness in good measure. And that's what Libra is. And that's what we need to all be patient for in year 2030. That's all I'm trying to say here is for about 4 more years, we're still going to be dealing in the realm of Scorpio. I am going to say justice. Justice done to this most hated sign. Scorpio, Scorpio, wherefore art thou, Scorpio? I literally just started giving it a lisp for a long time as this comforting cartoonification of something very scary. And did I even say wherefore? Because wherefore, in the phrase, wherefore art thou, does not ask where Romeo or Scorpio or somebody is. It asks, why? Why are you? What is your reason? What is your purpose? Which is very much the question I've been hurling at Scorpio for a long time. And this is the first official lunation since Uranus has entered Gemini. I've been feeling electrocuted this entire day. I literally had to go just nap off. This feeling like I just got struck by lightning. It's been thunderstormy, just very light and peaceful and nice thunderstorms for days as Uranus has been moving into Gemini. And I'm already getting the message like I'm going to have to chill on one of my last vices, which is coffee. God is going to come for all of your chemical addictions, even if they're mainstream and accepted and totally normal. We have to surrender our purely physical, chemical addictions in order to discover the liberation and autonomy and divine nature behind them. And there is a mirror behind each of those addictions of something that we love, not something that just tempts us and destroys us. There is something behind our desire for the temptation that is a dark mirror of the real thing that we want. So if it's something like coffee, then it's just energy. So we just want our natural life force energy back. I certainly would not say that I am at all a master of my own energy system. I'm just aware that it is where we have to begin. We have to begin with what is inside of us and trust that we can always right a wrong that is occurring out here with what's going on in here. The how is more elusive still to me. And what's actually going on, esoterica is full of explanations, but they haven't helped me too much. That's another Scorpio word right there, is the esoteric, that which is largely hidden. You have to investigate. You have to be that little scorpion digging in the sands, determined to find what is real, like what is true. That's the positive side of Scorpio. It's going to expose any untruth. That's why the big tests, like Libra, comes before Scorpio in the zodiac. So the big test of your handling of the Libra energy comes after Libra. You try partnerships, and then you get to Scorpio, the real shit. And that's where the relationships fall apart. And you realize you were dealing in illusions. You were dealing in the superficial. We want all these pure things for ourselves. And life pulls us into all these traps, tests of integrity. And we fail them. That's why the zodiac is a wheel. And we are constantly on it. And different planets are different influences inside of us that are at different places on that wheel. It's very complex motion. And any idea that we have of being perfect is completely blown out of the water by this way of looking at things. And thank God, because perfection itself is an illusion. Flowers aren't perfect. One of the reasons I decided to draw this flower was because I knew I couldn't fuck it up. It's really scribbly. Like, I didn't try at all. But the basic design of a flower is so pretty that it's going to look pretty pretty much no matter how you draw it. That's kind of the design revealed by astrology to me. It doesn't matter what story your life is telling. An astrological lens will make it beautiful. I had another cool image with this because we do have this concept of the chakras, and it is so real to so many. That is what makes consensus reality that we experience, is a majority of conscious beings believing in something, nothing more. The zodiac has been around and survived and is going to survive all patriarchal religions. We love animals, okay? That's what zodiac means. Zoo. Wheel. The wheel of animals. We love stars, we love animals, we love stories, okay? We're children. Anyway, chakras, okay. We start at the root chakra. We come up to the crown. I don't see it as a metal king's crown anymore at all. It's the head of a flower. This is a crown. It literally turns to the sun, follows the sun, is fed by the sun, the big crown. And you could be any flower you want. You don't have to be a lotus. The fact that there is so much room for tailoring, there just really is no religion of the future except your own imagination. And I think one of the big things about the future is knowing the difference between your own imagination and the consensus reality. So what grounded reality is, that's the chemical, that's the atomic level where objective reality can be measured. That is like the board game and the rules of the board game for the third dimension. And that is important. Even at times when you know the rules well enough to break them, you have to start with the rules. Who knows what the rules are? Because aside from science, especially morally speaking, even the golden rule is shifting. People do not want the same things. It's not good enough to just give other people what you would have given unto you. There's so much more that is begging to be understood. And I think the board game itself is saying, discover my rules. Just discover me. Or that's some woman logic for you. Earth is considered feminine. And she doesn't have a list of rules. She wants you to figure out how she works in all of her different climates. And she wants you to act accordingly if the climate is this way or that way. And to be versatile, that's going to be a big thing for Uranus and Gemini. When her mood changes, wow. Even Scorpio is a feminine energy. I think the next 4 years, it's gonna be like chasing a mad woman, being in love with someone you're not sure you should be in love with, but you're addicted to her. Reckoning with toxicity and what it actually does do for us, because clearly we don't handle the tame life any better than we do toxicity. We need purity, but we also need passion. And we need to stop judging all of our toxicity and mine it for its passion and purify it. Again, the how is going to be completely up to you, and I'm going to be doing my best to try to explain the process. But alchemy is a science of metaphor and perspective. And somehow magically it translates to the material world. But the magic is going to stay magic. Not everything will be explained, and you won't want everything explained. And that's another way in which we are called to be as children. We need to stop demanding explanations. We need to appreciate that the world is set up in ways that we don't understand, so that we are presented these magic shows. Like, if you just become grateful to God for that, you'd be amazed the joy that you will experience in life. Like, I really hate I don't know who described it this way. They said, they were like telling an audience, like, just tell God, surprise me. What do you got today, God? And even also, I don't like when people talk about God and say, like, use me, God. I think God is so personal. Like, God does not want to use you, period. And God doesn't want to be just a game at an arcade that you push a button for another surprise. God wants to be humanized. And that's why we are that divine embodiment. Because being all powerful is no desirable outcome for any being. How about just flower power? And this is a fixed cycle, so these flowers we're planting at this time are perennials, and they're going to keep popping up. Go ahead and mow them down. They are for good.